Gearheads fam. Today we're in the Villages, Florida to talk to Rich and Paige Udell about their 1963 Plymouth Super Stock car. Everybody, this is Paige and this is Rich.
And the car.
And the beautiful car that they have. We're just going to talk about how amazing this car is and their history with it and their history with each other and their passion. All right. So guys, tell us a little bit about your first car and how that started your love for cars.
My very first car, my folks were immigrants to this country, and they would not let me have any kind of a used car or a jalopy as I wanted to have. My folks made me earn enough money to buy my first car, a new car. And it so happens that it was this very car, except with a smaller engine. I couldn't afford this caliber car at the time, and they were very limited in your ability to get them. So I had a 63 Plymouth, red with white interior, exactly like this car, except a 4-speed and a smaller motor. So that was the first car I ever owned, and that's why this car means so much to us, because some 60 some odd years later, we've gone full circle and we're back to it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, as they say, like, once a true love, always a true love. All right, so how did you guys both meet each other, and like what made you realize that you both shared this passion for cars?
Well,
as a whole.
It's interesting because my wife in her younger years did not have any introduction to cars and hot rods and so on. So I was involved with cars. I can remember as a junior and senior in high school, I would sit in study hall, and instead of studying my books, I had a hot rod magazine behind a cover, and I was reading that magazine instead of studying my courses and so on and so forth. So when we met, this was something that I was interested in, and Paige took up a liking for it. And as a matter of fact, the very first
Our first date was to see American Graffiti.
Oh, wow.
So that probably should have set the tone for me for cars and cars. And I came into the relationship with a Ford Pinto. So naturally that had to go, and we had to upgrade.
Yes, off to the races from there, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your Plymouth Super Stock car.
Okay, this particular car, Chrysler Motor Company was big into racing. Started in 1962, and in 1963, the company was totally behind drag racing. So they came out with these cars, with these humongous engines, and there was basically nothing in the industry that would touch them in a quarter mile. The problem was they had to meet certain requirements of the National Hot Rod Association to be able to race these cars. So they had to produce a certain number of these cars and make them available to the public. This particular car is called a Stage 1 LC, and that particular designation enabled them to compete on the drag strip. This particular car is 415 horsepower, 11-to-1 compression ratio, dual 4-barrel carburetors, and there was only 18 of these made. This is number 18 of 18, and it is fully documented by the Chrysler Historical Society, Galen Gouvier, and Darrell Davis. And Darrell Davis actually resides in Sanford, Florida, so he's a Floridian. But these cars, there was so much secrecy and so on about them that the National Hot Rod Association made them actually photograph the cars that they claimed were being made to prove that they did produce these cars. And this is one of those cars. It is maybe one of the rarest of this particular type and example of car in the United States, and it is probably, I would say, maybe the best preserved of any of them. And like I say, when you say any of them, there's only 18 of these, and this is number 18 of 18. This car, when you bought it from a dealership, you could walk out the front door with the tires that were on the car. It would turn in the mid-12s, 113, 114 miles per hour in a quarter mile. And so it was just unbelievable. In addition to that, this car is fully documented in that we have, and it's extremely rare, in those days you ordered from a large book, and it was a presentation book, it's called. This car has the presentation book, it has the original operator's manual, it has the verifications from the various individuals, Gouvier and Davis, showing the car by serial number. It has all of the full documentation. There's an original service manual for this, and there's all the bulletins that Chrysler Motor Company came out with and sent to the dealers. This car was originally purchased in California by a Plymouth Chrysler dealer, and they had it in the family for years and years and years and years. The number of miles, total number of miles on this car, and it's what, 56 years old, is 24,000 miles, and those are documented on the title as original miles. So it makes it extremely rare, and the car is preserved to the nut and bolt. I mean, this car is absolutely as it was the day that it left the factory. And that was, I think, March 24th of 1963, and we've got all that documentation on the car.
Absolutely.
Still more to come.
Absolutely.
There's still more to come. There's a little mid-engine coming out here in July.
Oh.
So who knows what might be
Teaser.
sitting here next year. You'll have to come back.
Definitely would love to. We're going to have to check that out, you guys. All right, so that's it for today, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed their amazing car and their amazing history and passion for cars. It was nice having you guys here with us today.
Pleasure.
Hope to see you guys again. Thanks.
Thank you.